Right, we're starting again.
Right, can you hear? Is that better?
No one's on yet.
Hello? Hello?
No one's logged in yet. Right, somebody just logged in.
Okay.
Salma.
So I'll tell the rest to join on, please, because we were just using my phone and the volume. There's problem issues with the volume on my phone. Can you hear better now?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Right, so we're going to start with the potatoes. So I made them like medium-sized chunks, sort of thing. So just to make it easy to boil. Okay. And then I've used a kettle full of water. So I'm just going to put the water over it, hot water, just to start the cooking process. Right. And I'm going to put the back gas on and start the boiling. Always add salt. Make sure you salt your water. Okay. Put some salt in the water. Okay.
How much salt?
Just about, that was probably equivalent to a teaspoon. It was like half a tablespoon. So what I was saying originally was that traditionally you should really, if you have time, keep the skin on the potatoes and use smaller potatoes and boil them that way because you're keeping the nutrients up under the skin. But because we're trying to do it as quickly as possible, that's why I peel them and get them a bit smaller. But even my mum, even the old days, we would always have the potatoes in the skin. You wait for it to cook good half an hour or so, then take the skin off, then mash it up. Okay? But we've just getting that started. Right, the second job we're going to do is get the curry started. Very simple curry today. So I'm just slicing my onions up. So I'm only using, because it's only me and Zeb, so I'm only using two tins. I said you can change and chop. You can do chickpea, if you're doing, you can do chickpea, potato, you can do, I'm doing spinach and chickpea. Well, you can do spinach and paneer, you can do chicken and spinach, and I know somebody is doing chicken and spinach. If you are doing the chicken, make sure you put the chicken in first before the spinach and cook it, but I'll explain that to you at that time. If you're doing red beans or kidney beans, make sure you blitz the tomato and onion mix to a smoother paste, because you can have lumps of onions inside your curry. With spinach, it doesn't really matter, you can't really see it. Now I'm only going for probably equivalent to 2 medium-sized onions. These are quite large onions, don't forget. Because I'm only using 2 tins of chick. That's what I'm going to have in my curry. So it's a very simple curry. So I think so. I'm only doing like equivalent to like 2 onions, I'd say. But if you're doing a larger family, you've got another spinach tin, got another chickpea tin if I wanted to use it, and I could do that if I wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to just put the onions in. Okay, put the onions in the pan. Okay, let's get some oil in there. Get my favourite bay leaf and cloves in. So there's a glug of oil in there. Get some.
Right, Rihanna's signed in. Naheed.
Okay. Right, sorry about the hiccup before, people. We had a problem with my phone volume. So all I've done is put the potatoes on the back gas. I've cut them up to decent sized chunks. And then we just put a bit of salt inside the water. I'm just starting that to cook. In the front, I've got probably equivalent to 2 medium-sized onions. I just put my bay leaf in. I'm going to put some cloves in, just a couple. Not a lot, because I'm just doing a couple. It's a small curry. So I've got about 3 cloves in there. Don't need a lot in there today. And then the cinnamon stick. Get that going. Okay. There's 2 cinnamon sticks. Right, I'm just going to put the gas up. But I'm not going to put it too high because I don't want this to go too brown yet. So it's like a medium to low gas just to start it off for now. Because we're going to focus on the cake first and get that in the oven. Right, so just our potatoes do need to cook, so they're up. Onions on a medium to low gas. Okay, just to start it off so that we're not looking at it later on. Actually, I might just do a little bit higher. So about medium gas. Okay? Keep one eye on that. Right, now we're going to go over to the cake. Now, basically, the lemon and blueberry cake, I am going to use my big blender because I'm lazy and it's just convenient. If you've got a hand whisker, use your hand whisker and bowl. I did say get that all ready. And even, I know my sister-in-law, she was very brave and did a cake recently with all by hand and decorated all by hand with completely the hand whisk, no electrical thing, but I'm too lazy. So what we're starting off with is, I've got inside my bowl, is actually, I've already put in 300 grams of butter. I like Flora, you can use, or just, even Aldi's own for cakes, and Asda's own for cakes are really good as well. I think I've got Aldi's own in the fridge, but because I've got Flora in, I'll always use that Flora first if I've got that in. So that's 300 grams, as I said, and I've left it out for a couple of hours, so it's quite soft. I put 300 grams of sugar in, so match 300 grams of butter to 300 grams of sugar. You can use proper butter if you want to, just think it's a heavier cake, basically. I think that's how I'd say it is. I put this on, and just start, or if you're using electric whisk, just give it a good beat. Okay. That's going on. I'm going to let the cake, the butter and the sugar whisk up quite light. So while that's going on, I'm going back to the curry. And I'm going to start peeling my garlic. Just prepping ahead. So give that a good few minutes, the butter and the sugar, okay? Don't rush it. Okay, let's go over, go back again. Right, this blender does like a little hand, and you do have to sort of spread it down a little bit at the beginning. Just get the sugar off the bottom. There is a way of adjusting that nozzle. I haven't told Mr. Chowdhury to do that yet. Take it down to the bottom. But, so we just mix it in. Okay. If you've got a hand electric one, that's brilliant as well. So 300 butter, 300 sugar. Go for it. Now I've got 6 eggs, 6 medium eggs. I'm going to put that in one at a time. Why? Just to let everything mix through. You're supposed to put them in one or two at a time. Sometimes I put 2 in. If I'm bored, I will put 2 in. So, and again, in mine, I'm just going to bring it down. Okay. Right, so... Oops, there's an attachment there. That actually has a pasta attachment that goes onto that side. I haven't got that yet. Let's tell you, Mr. Chowdhury, we need pasta. I'm just doing it quickly. So let that mix up. Bring it back to that. Stir in the onions, go back to the cake. I need to make sure it's thoroughly mixed on the sides. So with this machine, I like to make sure, I do come back to it and make sure all the sides get right in. I'm just trying to do the cake first because we want that in the oven out the way. Make sure you've lined your tins as well. I'll show you what I've done with mine. Okay. Yeah. Right. I've got 2 8-inch tins. All I'm going to put a bit of butter around the side.
I don't think anyone's going to hear you while that's going on.
You can see it. Okay. We've got greaseproof paper, putting it down the middle. Same with the other one. So the longer you do this, the better. Sometimes, I mean, obviously not like 20 minutes, but a good 5 minutes of this, even with a hand whisk, a good 5 minutes. This part will get all the air into the cake. Okay, so that's really important. Now, I'm going to take it out of there. Okay. Get that out of the way. Right, we've got self-raising flour. Now, you do not need to add baking powder, extra baking powder to this cake at all. And even most nowadays, there's so much raising agent inside self-raising flour. Whenever I put baking powder in, it drops down because there's too much raising agent in. You don't need baking powder. Straight self-raising flour.
How much?
So this is 320 grams. So it's a 300. You need a tiny bit extra flour just to dry it a little bit. So it's about 320 grams. This is. It's going in. Sift it in to keep it all light. Okay, now, note the way I've gone back to I'm not going to go and put that underneath there and beat it to living daylight. Just go with hand and literally just slowly fold it in. Okay? You can do it on the lowest. I've got quite low settings, so you could do it if it was being really lazy. And I've got a very big cake. You can put it inside there. But just, do not use your hands at Make sure you do use a spatula at this point and fold the flour in. That's what you're doing, you're folding it in. Keep the air in. Now, basically, this is a vanilla sponge. You can put vanilla essence in here, and it's your actual vanilla sponge. That's all this is, okay? So it's nothing fancy, it's nothing new. But everybody wanted to do the lemon, so we're going to add some lemon in a minute, but let's get the cake mixed on first. Okay. Right. If you keep going with it, the egg will sort of, and it gets thicker, the mix actually gets a little bit nice and thick.
Amira says what went in first?
So the butter, so the flour went in first with sugar, 300 of each, right? Whisk that up, okay? Then add the 6 eggs, if you're doing medium. If you're doing large, go with 5 eggs, okay? And then 320 of self-raising flour. Yep. Okay, and just fold in the flour. Okay, so really important. You'll always get this eggy sort of thing at the bottom of the tin bowl. Okay, now that's more or less filled in. I'm just going to put that onions on low gas. See it just bubbling away.
Right, does anyone check it? No one's doing the same thing at the same time, is it?
No, a couple of people do different things. Okay, so basically, grater. Grind 1 lemon in. If you want to do 2, you can do 2. 1's enough. I'm just doing a light lemon. You can do a bit extra if you want it more lemony. I'm not doing a lemon drizzle cake, so I'm not going to put the juice over it either, because it's just a very, very light lemon and blueberry cake. I don't know, we might do it drizzle, but it's not a lemon drizzle cake. It is lemon and blueberry, so. Okay. Okay, right. So, final thing. So we're going to fold that in. Now, you can, I'm not going to put the blueberries in this mix here, right? Because if you stop, you can use fresh and you can use frozen. I actually like frozen inside my cake. I think the juice will go out quite nicely. But if I put that into there now, it'll just go purple, the mix. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do, take this mix over to the 2 tins and literally split it into 2.
You want to explain what you did with the tins, because I don't know if everyone heard.
Okay, so it's just grease and lime, but I did give people instructions to, I put some margarine around the sides, and I put grease-free paper at the bottom, so it makes it easy for me to take out at the end. Okay? And obviously we're not going to be able to put cream and buttercream on it, but it's your choice what you want to do. And you can also do it as 1 tray bake this mix, don't forget. It does not have to be in cake tins. It can be however which way you want to put it in. This is just the base of the cake. So this is currently a lemon cake, right? Look at it. Basically, that's what it is at the moment. Do you know, it's funny, I'm fasting and you're tempted to lick the bowl, start eating your hand and stuff like that. So it's a lot of, you know, you've got to be really good with this. Try to get equal amounts in both bowls. A bit more extra in that one, haven't I? Okay. I'll take a bit extra and put it into this one because there's a bit more there. Right, so my batter's in. Now I'm going to do frozen, and now traditionally you can put flour over it. You know, you put them into a bowl, put a couple of tablespoons of flour over your blueberries or fruit, which you should do, and put it through the batter. But I literally will just do this. It works. So as long as you don't press it in, I'm not mixing them in. You noticed, I'm not mixing them in. I'm just putting it in. Okay. So you can see, trying to be even on one side. Okay.
Our cat's disappeared again.
He wasn't. He was in the corridor asleep yesterday. Right, so, and somebody else is definitely feeding him because he didn't want to eat. So, literally, I've not pushed them in. The batter will rise. It will cook. Okay? That's all I've done. You can use a fresh blueberry, sprinkle flour on them and stir them through. You want to do that method, that's not a problem. This is how I do it. So now, I did say 180 degrees. What I've done is I put the temperature down to 150. Right, there's a little couple of tricks here now. Just turn that onion off for a second. Couple of tricks. So, drop the temperature down from 180 to 150. You want a lower temperature, cook it longer, it's better. You'll get a softer mix, right? Secondly, you've got two trays in the oven, bottom tray and the middle tray.
Amira says nice apron.
Is it a better apron, Amira? I know the blue one was a bit manky. Anyway, so we've got two trays, right? So I'm not normally I put a cake on the top tray, and I purposely opened the oven as well to cool it down because it was 180 before. I'm going to take the top tray out.
What if your cooker goes from 1 to 9?
I think it's a gas mark 5, 4 to 5. Drop it down to 4. Lower it down. So I'm doing it on a lower, so the bottom 2/3, not at the right, the bottom 2/3. So you've dropped the tray. I've taken one tray out, and I've just put one in, right? So now, and another one. If you're really fluffy, I'm not going to do this today. There's another trick as well.
Salma says 180 is gas mark 5.
Okay, so 4.
Yeah, she's the maths professor.
Yeah. So, oh, do you know what? I haven't got foil. So some people will get a tea towel, wet it, and put foil around it, and put it around the tin. And that actually stops the outside from crusting, and you get a very light sponge. And I have done that a few times. I just haven't got any foil in today. Right, so you basically, or you can get what are called cake bands or something like that, cake tin bands. But literally foil and tea towel, wrap around it. 2 trays I'm putting in. But as I said, you can do one big tray, not a problem. At a lower oven setting and down to 150, which is apparently gas mark 4 possibly. 3.
180 is 5. Gas
so
mark 5 for 180.
I've put 45 minutes on my temperature. I've checked the clock. I'll check after 30 minutes. But I think it'll take about 35 minutes on average. They've gone in. Right, we don't have to worry about that now. Right. Just washing my hands again. I forgot to put my ginger in, so I'm going to put some ginger into my onions. Put the onions back on the gas for the curry now. So we'll get some ginger in.
What about the hijab?
The what?
Amira says, what about the hijab?
What are you saying?
I don't know if you can cook one of those.
A hijab? What?
Hijab.
What's you talking about? What are you talking about?
Cooking clothes.
Oh, you just need an apron. I have to keep washing my clothes out regularly because you smell of curry all the time, trust me. And your scars especially, before work. Oh my god, I have to keep washing them. Right, so, I did use a bit of lemon, sorry, on this, but lemon's not going to kill this. So I'm going to add the ginger, good thumb of ginger. Let's go in it.
Or instead of a tea towel, use a hijab.
Oh yeah, true, that's true. But you still need foil around it. Yeah, I get what you mean now. But you need the foil around it as well. If you look it up, so I think it's really good, and it does work because I have done it. I just haven't got any foil. I didn't realise till last night.
So what's in here?
So this has got onions, I'm doing a smaller amount of curry. I'm only doing 2 little tins of curry. So I've got 2 small onions, got my cloves, I've got my bay leaf, and I've got a cinnamon stick. I put my ginger in. Actually, quite a lot of ginger in actually, but hey hum. Right. So one mission's already done. The cake's already in the oven. So, and then I said once it's cooled down, you can actually fill it. You have got to give it a couple of hours to cool down. Don't put cream or buttercream on a hot cake; it will just melt. Right. So that's ginger. Next part will be my garlic. Okay. Right. What's everybody's favourite tins? What have you got in your cupboards at the moment? What are you planning on using eventually? But a lot of people have got chickpeas, and they were saying. Using fresh spinach in this, it doesn't really work as well, I don't think so. You have to use a lot, you have to get a couple of bundles of it. In Spain, Mercadona, the shop, I used to get the frozen spinach cubes. It's a bag full of frozen spinach. And that really works. It's the equivalent of a tin of spinach. So I think so. So you can get frozen spinach. You can get the, a good volume of spinach frozen. And that works as well. You don't have to use tin if you don't want to. Okay. Keep an eye on that.
Sweet corn, butter bean.
Sweet corn, it's not really a curry. You need to add that to something. I could add sweet corn to this. Butter bean, yeah. There's no reason why not. They're quite chunky beans. You'll need to add something else with it though.
Is it okay to use ginger and garlic paste instead of fresh?
Yeah, you can do. I just like the fresh flavour. Of course you can do. People do. I've actually got a jar of garlic paste there. But it's, I just like the freshness, like the fresh flavour. But of course you can.
Next week we're cooking cats.
I've got, right, there's two things for next week. We're not cooking cats next week, you daft blogger. We're going to do either fish or chicken curry, or I think get onto a lamb curry. I don't think we've had a lamb curry. This is the vegetable dish. So I think we need to balance it a bit and get some meat in next week. Meat or fish, we have to decide what we want it.
Fish takes.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't take a long time.
No, exactly. Fish doesn't take. Well, we'll do fish curry, which is really nice. So I'm going to put my garlic in. I've done my full bowl, but I like my garlic, as you know. Even if it's a small amount of curry, I'll still throw a full bowl in. You can use those pestle and mortar if you want to, and that's fine. Okay.
That's my coffee grinder, by the way.
It's not your coffee grinder. Shub gave this to me. Coffee grinder's on the top. Shub bought it as a present a couple of years ago. No. Shub trying to blag me. Right, so we've got onions, garlic, ginger, cinnamon stick, bay leaf, cloves in here.
I like the way Schned thinks.
That's his sister, by the way, which is why he's taking the mic.
Schned.
Nobody's got a clue what you're talking about, by the way. Right, so let the garlic and ginger cook. Gonna add my tomato tin. Oh, should I do it the spice way? Because people are getting like a bit upset that I'm not doing the spice way as well. Right, so there's two ways. Either you can throw your tomato tin in now, or you can throw your spices in now. So I'm going to do the spice way this time, just to show both sides work both ways. I'm not sort of advocating either. So I'm going to level tablespoon of salt because I know I'm not doing a big huge curry. So, and then turmeric.
So what was do you use a teaspoon or a tablespoon?
I've done a level tablespoon. So level tablespoon of salt, very, very level. Okay, I'm probably still using about a heaped tablespoon, not too heaped.
Yeah, I think fish curry would be better because I've seen marinated fish with madras sauce.
Right, chilli powder. I'm doing less because I forgot to add my green chilies, the big ones. I've got these big green chilies which I wanted to add at the beginning. Remember I said to you about the bigger chilies are not hot, but they give a nice background heat. Forgot to add that to my onions, so I'm going to add 2. I think that'll be nice in spinach. Spinach does need to be a bit of a hot curry. It can't be a mild curry. It doesn't really work with a mild curry. Sorry, so I'm just going to get those cooking as well.
Fish curry.
So it's got the big green chilies, which I completely forgot to put in. Okay. So this has got salt and turmeric inside there now. I'm going to put less chili powder in just because we've got to have. I'm going to put green chilies in as well. That's why. So
how much chili powder?
Probably about 1/4 teaspoon. Literally just the end. It was something, not a lot. Just whatever flavour.
What were the spice quantities again?
Okay, so a level tablespoon of salt. You don't need more than that. And also check the seasoning at the end anyway. Turmeric, I always do a heaped tablespoon. Chilli powder, about a quarter. Curry powder is probably about half a heaped tablespoon. Okay. Right.
Oh, mayo is on.
Sort of thing. So.
And what was the last thing you put in?
Right, I've got to work quite quickly because I'm going to burn the spices. Hang on, we'll come back to it in a second. Because curry powder was the last thing. So I'm going to add the tomato. I don't want the spices to burn. You want them to cook but not burn. Okay. Right, I'm just doing 3/4 tin. I said because I'm not doing a huge amount of curry. I don't need a full tin. Could use that for something else. Yeah. So I've got a little bit left in there, but I don't need it. It'll be too tomatoey otherwise. And you can use fresh tomatoes if you want. That's not a problem at all. Okay. Gonna get a lid. Put that.
Are you putting the green chilli in?
I will. I'll put that in towards the end. Right, so I'm going to cover that. Put it on lower gas and let that cook down a little bit. Watch that over there. Okay. Right, let's just check the potatoes. And these are perfectly done. But as I said, don't forget, so when I've done these potatoes, I've taken the skin off. But normally, if you had time, you would keep the skin on. Don't forget. And you boil them longer until they're soft as well. And it just keeps the nutrients in. I'm just doing this to make it quicker for us. So I'm going to turn the gas off at the back there and drain these.
What do you mean if you had more time?
Because they take longer to boil a full potato. I've cut them up. You need a full potato with skin on, I'm saying.
It takes less time to cut them.
Yeah. Right, so no. Right, so you've got your potatoes draining there. Now, what I'm going to do is, you grab a bowl, let's put potatoes into there. Oh, do you know what I found? Very excited. I found me ricer. This is like the funniest gadget ever. I found it in IKEA and I forgot to use it last time I mashed potatoes. It's the best thing ever for mashing potatoes. Me ricer from IKEA. And it takes up the whole cupboard space. It's quite annoying inside the cupboard, I have to say. But it is cool. Right, so drop that rice into there. Come on, you. Get yourself in. Can't even press it down. And there's my rice. But just mash it up with a fork or whatever you've got, sort of thing. Don't stress that out. So this is going to be nice and smooth.
It's making rice grains out of potato.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Why don't you just use rice?
No. We're not using rice. This is potato cake, Sam. Are we using coriander or parsley today? Can you remember? Have you remembered which one you're using?
Today we're using basil.
We're using basil. Something wrong with you. We're on to basil today.
Basil?
Don't you start basil faulty now.
My potatoes aren't ready.
Okay, that's fine. Just take your time, sort of thing. So you put it on at the same time as me. Come on.
Sam said it's £8 for this ricer.
Yeah. I bought it about 5 years ago, though. This will last forever.
What do you do sweet potato now?
You can do sweet potato mash if you wanted to. I just forget I have it, that's all. But it does make the perfect mash, you know. We're not doing mashed potato mash sort of thing. So is it Sarah that said that, or Amira that said?
I said what?
About the potatoes not cooked yet.
Sarah must have.
Sarah, okay, sorry. So I'll try to slow it down.
Turn the heat up.
Yeah, turn your heat up, whack it right up. Come on, missus, catch up. It's quite satisfying watching that go out, isn't it? Just say. I think it is anyway.
You can tell we're amateurs.
Shut up, you. Who said that? You.
No. That's Sarah.
Come on, Sarah, you'll be fine. You can do it. Okay. Right, getting your potatoes off.
We have potato rice.
We have potato rice. This is mashed potato, basically. Ignore him. Right, I'm just going to get that out the way. Now,
put some butter in it.
Put that there. So, now, traditionally I would just put the spices in, but I was reading up and a lot of people say you should cook some of the spice a little bit. That goes into here, just to take the heat off it, so to speak, something, I don't know. But I would normally just throw the spices in, but I am going to just burn some of it. I think it's the red chilli, you're supposed to cook the red chilli. So I'm just stirring my curry. Okay.
Maz as well.
Yeah, Maz, you okay? Have you got your ink sorted?
Why is he getting a tattoo?
It's getting a tattoo, yeah. So, actually, while this is warm, you want to work with this while this is warm, actually, I forgot, sorry, so I'm just being a bit slow. Okay, right, so I chopped up an onion, this size onion, and a half, 1.5 onion for this amount. Or you can just judge it yourself as you put in, but I'm going to put in 3/4 of it for now. If I need more, I'll put some more in.
And what is this that you're making now?
This is aloo tikki potato cakes, which is like a little snack. People use to open fast with. So I'm going to put some of the spice in here, but I'll burn the chilli powder as well.
Yeah, somebody just asked what the mash is for.
Aloo tikki potato cakes concentrate. Watch. It's not. It is potato. You do need potato mash, but so I've got about. I'm going to put a bit more extra.
What have you put in?
Turmeric. Turmeric's gone in.
How much?
So 1/2 tablespoon. I put in.
Fosie's got this habit of forgetting to tell you what's going in and the quantity.
Salt.
I'll keep on top of that.
Right. I'm going to put less salt, actually, no, because I'm fasting this time, so I can't actually taste it. So we're just going to put about 2 teaspoons worth of salt in and hope for the best. Okay, maybe a touch more. You'd rather have more than less now. You actually should have less than more. Anyway, so I put some salt in.
Yes.
See what happens.
Rewind on that one. You're supposed to have less than more.
Shut up.
Less than more is good.
Yeah, okay.
Because you can add it at
About
the
some
end.
curry powder. Shut up.
How much curry powder?
Well, again, 1/2 tablespoon. I might put some extra in a minute. I'll have a look at it and gauge it. But I'm putting the frying pan on here because I read up that you should really cook your chilli powder to burn it off. So just, I don't know. Do you have raw chilli powder in your cooking? So I'm going to put that much in. I should put it less because...
How much did you put in?
I put in about that much.
Well, you have to be a bit more precise with your quantities.
No, it's good fun. People have to work it out. That's the fun of it. So when cooking, we don't measure anything. A little bit of oil just to cook that. So just the red chilli powder. You should cook the red chilli powder. You don't want to. You can have it in raw if you want to, but I think you should do.
Salma said it's the easiest thing to make.
Ever.
No.
Yeah.
I think the easiest thing to make is...
Boiled rice. Actually, you still get that wrong as well.
boiled water.
Do you think? Boil water, kettle. Right, I don't want to burn the chilli powder, but I do want it to cook a little bit as well. Right, that's cooked. I'm going to put that in. Ooh, ooh. Right, so we've got salt, turmeric, curry powder. Oh, we garam masala. Forgot about that. So I'm using there's the packet one. Put a lot more garam masala. It's a good 1/2 tablespoon worth. Actually, no, a bit more even. It's about 1 tablespoon of garam masala.
How long are you meant to cook the cake for?
30 to 35 minutes. It's in for 15 minutes at the moment. We'll check in half an hour. Because the temperature's lower, it will take longer. Okay? Don't open the oven yet.
Salma says she doesn't cook her spices.
Yeah, only the chilli powder. I was reading what they should do. I do cook them normally, but I agree. So, a tablespoon of garam masala. But this is the one that I whizzed up yesterday. So this is cumin, coriander, and the whole garam masala. So you tend to put more of that in to give it extra flavour.
Did you put the onions in?
Yes.
The onions went in
first.
After the
mashed
potato was created.
I'm going to put some more. I'm going to just check the consistency. Now, I'll add... Should we add a couple of chilli? Should we add 1 chilli to this? Should we give some heat? I'm going to put the chilli down. We'll add some extra heat to it. Okay.
Has everyone noticed that knife is really sharp?
Have you been sharpening knives again, you?
No, because you've hidden the knife sharpener.
Oh, I have. No, I haven't. You
I can't find it, so you're going
It's
to
in the cupboard.
blunt knives.
Okay, so there's one more jar. Where's my jar? Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of the adjoin to it because I read that that's quite a nice background. And only a background flavour, so I'm only adding like quarter of a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. Okay, so I don't want it to overpower the dish. So we'll add adjoin to this. Now literally, you're going to have to get mucky. Oh, forgot coriander. Hang on.
Oh,
Basil. Basil. It's on basil today. So have you noticed, I always have, when you put the coriander, this has been in the fridge for a week, by the way. And all you do to keep it is don't chop it up. You can chop it in the freezer if you want to, if you're not going to use it in the week. But you just keep it inside a bag. Keep it wrapped up firmly in a bag. And it will last you a lot longer than just bunging a coriander straight in the fridge. See, and that's been in the fridge for a week. It's not bad going, is it? And then let me just go back to my curry. I need to stir my curry.
Have you ever made shami kebab?
Yeah. That would take about 2 hours to make. Not sure people are going to stand there watching that for 2 hours because it does take time doing that one. I think so. Now, there was a woman that rang me a couple of days ago and wanted samosas and wasn't listening to me. I was in work and I said to her, I'm in work. She was talking and talking and talking. And then she texted me a big order and included shami kebabs and chickpea kebabs. And I said to her, I don't think people listen to you when you're on the phone, do they? Because she was ordering about a million things, but it did include shami kebabs. That's going quite nicely, that spice there. Right, coriander, I need to wash very quickly. Oh, I forgot to add the coriander stalks to my curry. Throw that in quite quick now. Right, remember what I said about the beginning of the stalks? I'm going to throw that into the base of my curry. You shouldn't waste this. So this I'm going to put into my curry even now. I'm going to give it flavour. Don't waste it, it's got the best part of it. You want to stir that for me? Thank you. Let's put that lid back on there. Let's chop some coriander up.
Hello, Oma.
You're bored? He's my brother, by the way.
Oma says don't eat all the food. No, I always leave that to you.
You will have aloo tikki tonight. I'll be sending them over. Don't worry. I'm not sure about the curry though. Okay, right. So, all I've chopped up. I don't need all of it. So, probably about half a bunch, I reckon. It's gone in there.
Somebody said they don't want to add all that amount of spices because it feels too sickly.
Ah, but when you cook it, it doesn't matter. When you cook it, it cooks out. So it sounds like a lot. It's not sickly. Trust me. It's not. It's really nice. Okay. So, who said that?
Salma's almost asked, when is your cook-along, Sal? I think Salma actually said it was the same time as when Uma's doing his sleep-along.
You two having a banter there? Okay. Right, now I need to get the finger right
Uma
here.
In his latest bedtime stories. Chicken pie today. Salma's making chicken pie.
Okay. Right, so now you've got a mix. Now, if you had time, you'd let this cool down and put it in the fridge for an hour or two, let it set. Okay? And if you can taste it and it's a bit too spicy, add a couple more potatoes in. That's it, you know what I mean? So, but this should be good. It should be alright. Okay? So, we're going to probably do it straight away, fry it. But I'm just going to go back to the curry, let that cool down for a few seconds. Wash my hands.
Yeah, Uma told Bilal and Kate a bedtime story the other day. It started off with, what did he say? Once upon a time, there was a big forest.
Hang on, let's get back here.
And in that forest,
Seb, are you telling them a story or something? What's going on?
lived some trousers. And that was it?
That was it. What am I missing? Right, so masala is cooking nicely. Now, as I said, if you were doing red beans, red beans or the black-eyed bean tin, I would take out your bay leaf, take out your cinnamon stick, and put a bit of water and blitz it down with a hand blender, and then add some more water back again, and the beans, and cook them for half an hour. Really nice curry. And you could do the garlic turka as well on top, which finishes it off really nicely. Which means just frying garlic and oil, chopped garlic and oil. Right. I'm adding the shop bought garam masala, not the fresh one.
What quantity are you putting in?
About a tablespoon. Okay. Okay, now while that's cooking down, just going to go and grab a frying pan. So I'm going to put the pan on heat now, just to start warming that through.
Do you want the lid back on this?
Nope, I'm going to put the spinach in. So this is one of the simplest curries you'll make.
Sarah said that you're not blending this with this one with chickpeas.
I am gonna add chickpeas, and I'm gonna add spinach. That's what I'm gonna add in now.
But what can anyone else add in?
You can add chickpea potato, chicken. If you want to if you're gonna put chicken in, put the chicken in now. Whoever's using chicken, put your chicken in now and cook it through. Make sure it's all cooked out, so you don't have white meat. Give it about 10 minutes and cook the chicken.
Salma says with spinach or cauliflower, don't blitz sauce.
Yeah, you don't need to blitz it. This one we don't need to blitz now because the spinach will take it nicely. Right. So now, so the oil's on heat at the back there. We're just warming that up. Let's take them to the other way around.
Yeah, but you're not blending the sauce?
Nope.
No blending of sauces.
I'm not blending sauce because I don't need to for spinach. But even if you're putting chicken spinach, you don't need to blend the sauce. It's only for the red beans and the black-eyed beans.
Fresh spinach is okay?
You can, but you need a lot. You do need a lot. You need 2 or 3 good bunches. And you probably need to bulk it up with something else, definitely.
My son said he can smell the aroma through the screen.
Is that you, sir? Is that Amira?
Yeah, because he lives next door.
It doesn't. Right, open this up here. Okay. So the tin spinach, as I said, frozen spinach is similar to this. It's bulk. It's like a lot of spinach inside it. So I'm literally going to, this smells really nice now. So I'm just going to bung that in straight. You don't need to do anything else with it. Just bung it in straight. Okay. Cook that through. I might do 2 tins of spinach actually to 1 chickpea, I think. Because they are small tins. So I'm putting 2 tins of spinach in to 1 chickpea.
Is this a good curry if you're on a diet?
Very healthy. You can just do, yeah. If you're on Slimming World and stuff like that, you just omit the oil, put very little oil and water, and cook the onions in water and oil. And then, yeah, you don't need to add any extra butter. I'm going to add extra butter at the end, but you don't need to add it.
Somebody's got paneer. Can I add that to the dish?
Salma wanted me to do chicken paneer. I've actually got paneer in my fridge, but I'm going to use that for some other stuff. But yes, spinach and paneer, brilliant combination. Really, really good. We're getting there.
Actually, yeah.
Chop it up, cube it up. Should we add some as well with our chickpeas? Should we add some paneer?
No. If you're on a diet, then this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Could you use fresh spinach for this one? You don't want to use a tin.
You can, but you will need a lot more. Definitely. It takes a lot more to get this amount. Need a few bunches. I'm only doing this because I said we were talking about tin food today. So.
What time are you on the radio tomorrow?
Oh, I'm on at 5:40. Thank you to my sister-in-law and my brother-in-laws.
What radio station?
It's BBC Radio Leeds. So you can find that on Google. Log in, switch in, and listen to me talk about the curry cook-along. They spotted us on Twitter.
What time?
5:40.
5:40
They're
on.
going to ring me at 5:45.
5:40 on BBC
I
Radio
think I
Leeds.
want some paneer for this as well. Shall we add some?
No.
You don't want paneer on it?
Paneer with spinach is nice and lots of butter.
I've got butter, don't worry. Is that our Sal?
Yes.
Yeah, and you, that was our Sal. Sal, go away. She's so funny. Right. Right. Should we have put now? We won't have put it. No, we've got chili. That's that.
No, because many people haven't got it.
So what I'm going to do...
Paneer is a farmer's cheese, by the way.
Alright, listen. So this has got 2 tins of spinach and 1 chickpea in here. And all I'm going to do is put that gas onto the lower gas and let it cook for about 20 minutes or so.
You want to tell everyone what paneer is?
It's a cheese, basically. It's an Indian cheese. Right, it's half an hour, nearly. So we're going to go back into our oven. Okay. So they're not done it yet. I said that they're about 10 more minutes or so. They're 3/4 done. Quickly close the door, leave that in. Okay? Right. Now, there's lots of mess on me. Don't like it.
Right, back to the potato cakes.
Yeah. Okay. So, the way to cook these, you do need to fry them, or you can shallow fry them if you want to as well. Okay, so...
Oh, Saba's got the link.
Have you, Saba? Check you out.
She sent the link out.
Woo!
Thank you.
Saba's so on it. She knew about this already, that's why. Like that, hang on. Right, eggs. Eggs are going in there. Right.
Are these chicken eggs or?
Oh, they're hen eggs or whatever they are, I don't know. Okay. Right, so, as I haven't tasted it, we're fasting, so we can't check it, okay? I'm tempted to a tiny bit more salt in, actually. I think I'm going to squeeze in a bit more salt. It's not a little salty, sorry. Well, I just think that salt will be short.
How much salt?
Just literally, I've just
you
done...
put loads more in earlier.
No. What level? Okay, that's it. Nothing else now.
Yeah, these are chicken eggs, by the way, as opposed to goose.
Okay. You tell everybody that.
Rosie was trying to get goose eggs the other day.
Was I? Oh, stop at you. I'm going to lower the... Shut up, you. Right, so, you make them into little patties, okay? So what you're doing is bringing it together, making it into little potato cakes. I said the mixture could be colder, but that's fine. Okay, so what you do is you bung it in. Try to use egg white. So towards the end, the egg yolk will break up, and we don't waste it.
Can you bake them instead of frying?
I've not done the baked version. I will not lie. So I don't know. Usually they are fried. It is a street food. This is traditional street
I've
food.
seen potato cakes that are baked. Right, fish cakes you can bake.
Okay. Right, keep one eye on them as well. Okay. Now, what's the best way to eat this? My brothers will tell you. There's one really nice way to eat this.
Opening your mouth.
Shut up.
Masticating, as they say.
Shut up. No, it's aloo tikki sandwich. It's one of the nicest things to eat. When these are warm, right, what you need to do is get 2 slices of bread like you would a sandwich, put a couple of these in, bit of ketchup on top, and the other slice on top. Really, really, honestly, it's one of the nicest meals that you could have. It's a snack, it's a meal, it's just really nice. I think my brothers live off this for iftari time.
Someone suggested avoid using the yolk.
Yeah, we do. I am avoiding it. I tend to use it again. It just looks neater without the yolk. If you can avoid it.
So why don't you take the yolks out?
You can do. Well, I do at the end. I will use them. I do. I use them in the end.
Oh, it's the aloo tikki bati.
Yeah. So the first one I'll flip over. Right, I'm just going to increase the temperature. Pay attention, because we want this cake to get done. I'm just going to increase the temperature to 180 now for the last 10 minutes. The 180, I've increased my temperature to gas mark 6 if you're on gas mark, because you don't want to be waiting all day.
So why avoid the yolk?
You can't. No, I don't avoid it. I will. It looks neater. You'll see. We'll do it in a minute. We'll do one with the yolk, and you'll see it looks.
So that's one.
This just looks a lot neater.
Okay, no yolk.
We'll do one without.
Oh, Alex Cross. Well,
Hi,
welcome, Alex. Hello.
Seb's excited. He's one of his old work colleagues.
I hope you're doing all right.
I'm sure my husband just ignores me. I'm doing this. That's away. So there you go. So
Making chicken pie.
we're not making chicken pie. That's all.
How'd you make it moist? Mine is very dry after baking.
What are you talking about? Chicken pie? This is not chicken pie.
Salmon making a chicken pie.
Right, okay.
So you're going to do one with the yolk.
Right, no, I'll do 3 more without first because I don't want to break them yet.
How long are you frying them for?
Just a few minutes until, because don't forget the potatoes are cooked. Okay, so it's just to get them sealed. You can use less spices at the beginning if you want to, if you're not used to it and unsure of it, and especially if you're not fasting, you can definitely taste your potato filling and keep adding spices to it. Okay, right, so we'll do 2-3 more without. So if you're not confident, use a lot less spices and just build it up until you get to the degree that you want to. So these are 3 more, and then I'll break 1 yolk. I don't even want to yet, but to show you, it just makes it look a bit more ugly, I suppose is the word.
Salmon's telling Rita off. Focus on this.
Oh, they're not focusing. Rita, behave. Are you just chatting away on there? You know, I read the comments afterwards, by the way. Or I can do. Okay. Now don't forget, so the aloo tikki is like a samosa snack in effect. It's a street food snack, basically. So you can have it with ketchup, with chili yogurt, with mint sauce, with whatever you want.
Get that.
With whatever you want. So, as Sam said, spinach does well blend with butter. So I am going to add a little bit of butter to my spinach. I'm going to be good. Well, I'm going to be naughty, I should say.
I think those are done, aren't they?
Ooh. You're right.
Salma says the yolks don't hold it as well.
No, it just looks more uglier. You'll see. As well. Right, adding a little bit of butter to the spinach. Just to give it more yumminess. And because I'm fasting, we need all the energy. Let's blame it on that. So.
If you obviously want to keep this as a diet curry,
You
add
don't,
as much butter.
just add a touch of olive oil. That's it. You don't need to. I've done it many times when I'm on Slimming World, and all you need to do, you don't even need to add anything, just keep it on low gas and let it simmer away.
And those are browned up quite nicely.
Yep. Okay.
That's what you get on MasterChef.
Right, now we'll break one up. Now we'll break an egg yolk up because every time I see what happens with an egg yolk. You can still cook with it. It's not a problem. I wouldn't waste it. Okay.
What are those things frying? Somebody called it.
Aloo tikki. Or potato cakes. Spicy potato cakes. Right, so somebody say, why don't you use the egg yolks? You can. Nothing to stop you. It just doesn't look as neat. Okay. Now I just got a waft of cake smell from my oven. That usually means that's near the end of the cooking. Okay, so still it's got more egg white on that one still. It just doesn't want to give you the egg yolk on them.
Why don't you just mix it up?
I'm trying to. I don't want it all to be because I actually convert egg white. It does look neat if you just do just egg white. It won't
don't do it then.
It just will not let me cover in egg yolk. It's actually quite funny. The egg yolk's hiding from me.
That's because Fozia is actually using goose eggs.
Am I?
Not chicken.
So come on, ideas for next week. We're going to go for lamb, and I was thinking we'll do a lamb. While the lamb's cooking, we could do the halwa, because I think I know a few people want halwa, which is semolina, which I think a lot of people are having during the fasting month.
No, fish.
Oh, do you want the fish karai?
No, you know when you go to the curry plate, the meat shops, and they've got
No, we're not doing that.
They've got fish coated.
Yeah, that's different, Seb. That's not fish curry. That's the tandoori one that you just fry and you can fry it up in the oven.
Yeah. Why don't you make tandoori fish?
No. We're trying to stick with home cooking.
Brownies.
Oh, the oven smells nice. The oven smells lovely. Okay.
Somebody's asked for brownies.
Brownies. Ooh. The only thing again with brownies is you won't see the end result. Brownies, I prefer.
Cheesecake. I've been saying cheesecake.
You know, cheesecake is very simple. You do know that,
pretty
Rita.
sure
I'm sure
everyone's
Rita
noticed.
has mentioned it as well.
I'm pretty sure everyone's noticed. I said cheesecake, but I'm sure everyone's noticed that Fozia doesn't listen to me anyway.
Right, cheesecake it is next week, Mr. Childry. Putting me on the spot. Right, I can really smell
Well, you've got quite a lot here. You've got kebabs, cheesecake, cookies, halwa.
Okay, right, so... Right, I'm going to stop frying those for now. I'll fry those back in a minute. I've got loads of those now. Just seconds. This is nearly done. So this really does not take that long at all.
It's not bad now, actually. They look really good.
Okay. I'm going to do one more there. I'm just going to turn the oil off so I'm not burning oil. Because I want to go back into my oven and check my cake.
Baklava.
Oh, it's about 5 more minutes. Wiggle, there's a little wiggle there. And there's definitely a wiggle there. Okay. Increase that temperature. So it does take longer. You have to be patient. When it's at 250 degrees, it really does take a bit longer. Right, to finish off that curry, what do I always put in? Fresh whole garam masala.
Rice pudding.
Do.
Somebody says, I don't know how to make cheesecake and would love to see that.
Who said that?
The name's gone now.
Right. I'm going to chop one chilli into this as well because I said you do need a bit of heat with spinach. So you don't really put coriander into it. I've got coriander and I'll probably chop that and put that in the freezer. Some people do put dill into spinach. It's supposed to enhance the flavour.
Somebody said with halwa they can't get it right. It's very coarse.
Yeah, I'll show you that one. I will show you because I know people want the halwa one. Well, you need a lot of hot water and a lot of patience with halwa. Right, I'm just chopping up some extra chilies because I do want this to be a bit hotter. Okay. This is nearly done now, to be honest.
How long would cheesecake take?
Do you know cheese? I'm going to put the oil back up. I'm going to fry just because I'm waiting for the cakes to come out the oven. Cheesecake, it's a mixture. It will take about 10 minutes to do. But putting in the oven will take anywhere between an hour and a half, depending on your mix. So you're just waiting for that to cook. Well, same as the cake, really. It's the same principle.
Asian rice pudding.
Do you know what? I'm going to do an Asian rice pudding, but I'm going to show you with my jelly and cream. So I might need to do 2 mixes because I need to show you how to finish it off as well with jelly and cream. It's so good. Right, so that has got everything in that I want inside there. So I'm just going to leave that on the simmer on low heat. Give that a good 10-15 minutes to cook, and that'll be done. As I said, we're just waiting for the cake. Just because we're waiting for the cake to come out, we're just going to finish off a few more of these.
So as we've been told, these inside bread, a sandwich would go down.
With a bit of ketchup, stunning. The ketchup balances the heat really well, actually. You didn't realise. Okay.
What do you cut one in half?
Will do. So just fry a few more of those. So this is like not my full dinner. We'll do chapatis tonight with the curry. Are you adding
garam masala and coriander?
So I'm not adding into the curry now. I'm not adding coriander because you can't really taste it in spinach. I don't think you can anyway. So I just think it's a waste. I've added the garam masala in.
The spinach is very strong flavour.
I was trying to say some people do put in dill. A bunch of dill in. I think my sister-in-law does it, and I think a few people do it. It's supposed to enhance it, but me and dill have an issue. We go back a very long way. I don't like dill. Why don't I like dill, sir? The Iranian party at the uni. I told you this. I once got given a bowl of rice at a meal as a student, and it was boiled rice, and basically there was more dill in the plate than there was rice, and all I could eat was dill, and it was horrific. We had to be polite and eat it because of our guests, and it's one of the worst things I've ever had in all my life. Just saying.
That's why it's called dill pudding.
Dill pudding. It was awful. It was horrendous. see now, this is an egg yolk, and you can see it's slightly different.
No.
You can?
Yeah, it's kind of broken up a bit.
It's not broken up a bit. It's just the look of it.
Dill is another species of coriander.
I just don't like it. Look.
Dill's alright.
So if you compare, this has got egg yolk on it, so you can use egg yolk. It looks not as smooth as the other ones. So things just has little brown bits on it. But it's just egg yolk, it's just what it cooks.
And this is not an egg yolk.
Yeah, this is egg yolk there. See like the burnt bits there? So.
To the untrained eye, I can't really tell the difference.
I can tell.
I don't think the Master Chef guys could.
They could. Okay, two more minutes on the cake and we're there.
Okay, this is the goose egg yolk one.
The goose egg yolk one.
And this is without egg yolk. I don't know, I think the jury's out there for me. I couldn't tell the difference.
You're still deciding, are you?
I can't tell the difference.
Right, this is the last
Might be in
thing
the
I'm going to
taste.
fry because I think the cake is done. So I'm going to check that in a second. You don't want to don't try to take your cake out when it's underdone because it will just collapse on you. So be patient with the cake. Always, give it a bit extra longer. Don't rush it out.
I heard dill pickle was okay.
You get that in that Mackey's burgers, I think. Right. Okay, last one, and then I'm going to wash my hands and we'll have a look at the cake again.
I definitely would do kebabs, the different type of kebabs that you can do. Sikh kebab. Oh, when the weather gets better, we've actually got a barbecue. We're going to do kebabs on the barbecue.
Make everybody jealous of me.
No, I'll show you that. That was like the original way to cook it, on coals.
Okay. Right. Yeah, they're done. Okay, take it out now. I'll show you how they're done or why they're done in a minute. Right, I'm taking my cake out. Right. Okay. Taken both of my cakes out. Okay. I'm just going to take those aloo tikkis out first and we'll go back to the cake in a second.
Is the curry, the actual curry, is that finished?
Yes, that should be good as well.
Are you putting in kidney beans?
No, nothing at all. That's it. Kidney beans are separate curry. You've had kidney bean curry, Ted.
Yeah. Actually, Fozzie makes a really good vegetarian bean burger.
Oh, he wants me to do the bean burger as well, don't you?
And
Only because he wants it.
No, I'm just saying, what do you...
There's different beans and spices.
It's better than... it's much better than...
Okay, so we're going to go to the cake. I'm going to show you. Okay, ways of knowing how a cake is made. You can see on this one, you can see the cake has come away from the edges. So the cake is done. I don't even use... So you can put a knife in and poke it through. But I just literally put my hand on it. And it's all firm. That to me is cooked. I've not done the poking thing for a long time. I can feel that the whole cake is firm and then that's firm.
So you need a gap between the edge and the cake.
So if I use a mug and if I get a knife.
Here's the secret.
Oh, here's a secret. Get your knife right around. Okay. Put it on top. Whiz it down. There you go. And you see, lovely light sponge. It's nice and light. Okay. I'll just put that onto here. Okay. So, and then I should take the cake tin out of the way. So, I'll do the other one afterwards. I don't need to show you both. It's basically the same principle. So, and then because you've got grease paper at the bottom, leave that on yet. Take the tin away from the bottom as well. Okay. So now I'll leave that cool for a couple of hours. I've got cream in, so I'll be putting some cream between the 2 layers and sharing it out between the family. Right, so that is cake. We've got aloo chickpeas. Let's bring it over here. So we've got cake, we've got aloo chickpeas, and we've got curry. And that is done, nicely done. You can see the oil just coming to the edges, and that is done. So I'm going to turn that off as well. 3 very simple ones today, I think, anyway, something. So all I've got to do now for myself is make some chapatis. I'm going to finish off doing the aloo tikki and clean up, and I'm done for the day. My food is done. Hope you have had a good, easy session today. As I said, we'll think about if it's lamb.
Somebody's asked, I've gone for a lemon cake, no blueberries. Yep. How do I make lemon drizzle? Okay, so you cut, yeah, I'll show you now. So if you cut the lemon in half, squeeze that lemon, squeeze both lemons into a bowl. Actually, put into a mug, about 5 to 6 tablespoons of sugar or icing sugar. Okay, bung it in the microwave for 30 seconds, or you put it into a saucepan if you haven't got a microwave. Heat it up basically. Prod your cake with a barbecue stick and just pour it on while it's warm. Do it while it's warm because it'll stick quite nicely. Shall I do one? Shall we do it very quickly? What, just the sauce? You can make one very quickly. Should we do it? Suppose he's going to do a drizzle. I wasn't going to. But here we go. So, I take the lemon. Okay. Okay, and then get. Okay. So 1 full lemon juice of. Okay, I've got some icing sugar. I've got icing sugar. You can use. I have done normal sugar as well. It does work with normal sugar. 1. So, no, 2. A bit more. 2 tablespoons. No, a bit more, so. 3 tablespoons. Concentrate. Okay. Okay, so put that in. There's about 4 or 5 tablespoons in. So, you say 4 tablespoons? Yeah. So I'm going to bung that in the microwave for 30 seconds. While that's going on, just prod it. So I'm going to leave it in the tin. If you're doing the drizzle, leave it in the tin so it's not going down the sides. So we just prod it. I haven't got barbecue sticks, I'm just using my knife, just gently, to get the drizzle going inside there. Okay. The cake has been slashed. It hasn't been slashed. It's everything. So 30. Okay, so you've got warm sugar and ice and lemon. So you can, as I said, you can use normal sugar and put into a pan as well. And literally just pour it over. And just get a nice extra lemony flavour. And to make it look really pretty, you could put some icing sugar in a bowl, a couple of drops of lemon, and then do like a little pipingy thing across it. It's really nice. Just depends how you want to take it. So I think I should do the other cake really as well. So we're taking, it's a blueberry lemon drizzle cake. I'm going to take it, which is fine. It works. It'll do for us. Okay, we're still getting cream into this as well. Just because I don't fancy buttercream. If you want buttercream inside it. Right, and I think that that's done. Right, I'll look at your ideas, what you've all asked for next week. See what we think. I think cheesecake is popular, but I think cheesecake boring. I think we might go with kebabs next week, I think, but not all of it. We might do either seed kebabs or chickpea kebabs. I'm going to work out what's what. And I think a lamb or a fish curry, we reckon. Right, I hope you've had a good time today. I shall see you all next Sunday. And hopefully some of you can tune in tomorrow at 5:40 at BBC Radio Leeds. See you soon.